It is impossible to predict with certainty whether Donald Trump will win the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Several factors will influence the outcome, including 1. Republican nomination. Trump has a strong base of support within the Republican Party, but he still needs to secure the GOP nomination. While he remains the frontrunner, he could face competition from other Republican candidates, such as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, or other rising figures in the party. If he wins the nomination, he will be positioned to run against the Democratic candidate, potentially Joe Biden or someone else if Biden decides not to run. 2. Voter sentiment and political climate. Trump's chances will depend on the political climate. In 2024, key issues like the economy, inflation, immigration, healthcare, and foreign policy, especially regarding Russia and Ukraine, will likely shape voter sentiment. Trump's ability to convince undecided and swing voters that he can improve these areas will be critical. 3. Trump's base versus opposition. Trump has a highly loyal base of supporters, but he also has strong opposition. His victory in 2024 will depend on how successfully he can expand beyond his core base. In 2020, Trump lost key battleground states by relatively small margins, and his ability to win over moderate Republicans and independents will be essential. 4. Legal challenges. Trump is facing multiple legal issues, including civil and criminal investigations. While these cases may energize his base, they could also alienate other voters. The outcome of these legal challenges, as well as how they play out in the media, may impact his chances. 5. Democratic opposition. If President Biden runs for re-election, it would be a rematch of the 2020 election, in which Biden won. If the Democratic Party nominates someone else, Trump's campaign strategy may need to shift. The strength of the Democratic candidate and their ability to mobilize voters will play a major role in determining the election's outcome. 6. Campaign strategy. Trump's ability to effectively communicate his message and counter his opponents will be key. His 2016 campaign was highly effective in utilizing social media and political rallies, but his 2020 campaign faced challenges, particularly with the COVID-19 pandemic. His 2024 strategy will need to address current issues and navigate a changing political landscape. 7. Impact of third-party candidates. If a strong third-party candidate enters the race, it could affect the outcome by splitting votes, depending on who the third-party candidate attracts. This could either help or hurt Trump's chances. 8. Key swing states. As in previous elections, key battleground states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Arizona will likely determine the election. Trump will need to regain support in these states, many of which he narrowly lost in 2020. 6. International relations. Though out of office, Trump continues to express strong opinions on foreign policy. He is critical of current U.S. foreign relations with countries like China and Iran. He also voices opposition to the handling of the Russia-Ukraine war by the Biden administration and emphasizes his past diplomatic efforts with North Korea and the Middle East Abraham Accords. 7. Policy proposals. In addition to revisiting his previous policies, Trump has hinted at new proposals for his 2024 run, including immigration reform, a stronger crackdown on illegal immigration, finishing the U.S.-Mexico border wall, and limiting asylum claims. Economic agenda, pushing for lower taxes, less regulation, and energy independence, increased oil and gas production. Healthcare, revamping healthcare, though details of any specific policy changes remain unclear. Military and law enforcement support, promoting law and order, boosting military spending, and increasing support for law enforcement. 8. Legacy projects beyond politics. Trump has a variety of business and media interests, including expanding his real estate holdings, promoting his brand, and remaining active in the media through interviews and public appearances. His family, particularly his children Ivanka, Donald Jr., and Eric, continue to play prominent roles in his businesses and public image. 9. Potential return to traditional media. There has been speculation that Trump may launch or invest in new media ventures as his influence over conservative media remains significant. He has not ruled out starting his own news network, though no formal announcements have been made. 10. Trump's vision of America's future. Trump's broader vision for the U.S. centers on reasserting American dominance globally, bolstering domestic industries, and combating what he sees as cultural and economic decline. He also presents himself as a political outsider willing to take on the establishment. In summary, Donald Trump's immediate future revolves around his 2024 presidential campaign, managing his legal challenges, and maintaining his influence within the Republican Party and American politics. His long-term goals likely include shaping his legacy as a former president, businessman, and political figure. As of 2024, Donald Trump's primary focus appears to be on his political comeback, particularly in relation to the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Here are some of Trump's key plans and priorities. 2024 presidential campaign. Trump has officially announced his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election. His campaign is focused on several core themes. Make America Great Again, MAGA. Trump continues to push the MAGA message, emphasizing strong nationalism, economic growth, and a crackdown on illegal immigration. Revisiting policies from his presidency, Trump is positioning his campaign as an opportunity to return to the policies he implemented during his presidency, such as deregulation, tax cuts, and a tough stance on China and immigration. Election integrity. A key issue in his campaign is the continued focus on what he claims to be irregularities in the 2020 election. He has pledged to fight for changes to U.S. election laws and processes. Criticism of Biden administration. Trump frequently criticizes President Joe Biden, focusing on issues like inflation, immigration, foreign policy, particularly Afghanistan and Ukraine. And energy prices. 2. Legal challenges and court cases. Trump faces multiple legal challenges, including ongoing investigations. He is dealing with a number of civil and criminal investigations, ranging from the handling of classified documents to allegations of election interference. Trial dates. Some of these cases have scheduled trials in 2024, which could overlap with his presidential campaign, presenting both challenges and opportunities for his messaging. Fundraising for legal battles. Trump has been raising funds not just for his campaign, but also to support his legal defense. 3. Rallying his base. Trump continues to hold large rallies across the U.S. as a way to energize his core supporters. These rallies often focus on the same themes that powered his previous campaigns: economic prosperity, opposition to woke culture, and fighting against what he calls the deep state. 4. Social media and public presence. After being banned from major social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook, Trump launched his own social media platform, Truth Social, where he continues to share his opinions and campaign messages. His return to other platforms like X, formerly Twitter, and Facebook has also given him additional avenues to reach his supporters. 5. Republican Party influence. Trump remains a dominant figure within the Republican Party. While some Republican leaders have distanced themselves from him, a significant portion of the party still supports him. He will likely continue to influence Republican primaries, endorsements, and political discourse. Voter turnout high. Voter turnout will be crucial for both Trump and his opponents. In 2020, Biden benefited from record voter turnout, particularly among minority groups and young voters. If Trump can increase turnout among his supporters and win over disillusioned or undecided voters, it could boost his chances. Conclusion: Trump has a realistic chance of winning the 2024 election, but it will depend on a wide range of factors. His core base remains strong, but he will need to broaden his appeal, manage his legal challenges, and navigate the evolving political landscape to succeed. At this point, the race is highly competitive, and both Trump and his eventual opponent will face significant challenges on the road to victory.